Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So, I don't feel like I talk about my family a whole lot. Not that I'm being like super secretive, but I just feel like it hasn't really come up very much. But one thing I think you guys do know about me is that I am the youngest of three kids. I have two older brothers and then moi, right? And so I've always been the youngest in my household, but not only that, but I'm also the youngest in my entire family. And when I say that, I mean of the people I grew up with, I was the youngest. Like now I'm 22, and since everyone I knew growing up was older than me, some of them have kids now, so like they're like my second cousins or first cousins once removed, or however family trees work. The point is, now there are young children in my family, but I'm just going to exclude them for a second. So basically, growing up, I was the youngest. All of my first cousins, even some of my second cousins, were older than me. There were 9 of us who grew up together. I was the youngest, right? So a little bit of background information on specifically my dad's side of the family. My dad is one of 9 kids. And so I'm from Toronto, Canada, if you don't know. And so my dad and 2 of his siblings also live in Toronto, Canada. The other 6 live in America, right? And so basically, I didn't really grow up with those cousins because we lived in different countries. So in May of 2019, when I was 20, I went to America to meet up with some family because one of my aunts out there was having a celebration, a wedding anniversary celebration. And so my dad and I went out. And while I was there, I was like catching up with my American cousins, all the things. And basically, one of my cousins out there, of the cousins she grew up with, she was the baby. So basically, over in Canada, I was the baby of the family. And then over in America, she was the baby of the family. And then I don't really know her that well. So I'm like, how old are you? She was 30. You're not I'm like, you're 10 years older than me. Like, literally, when I was over, like, growing up in Canada, I'm born in 99, and my cousins ranged from 91 to 95. So the person I was closest in age with was 4 years older than me, right? Meanwhile, if I had been all up in America, my closest in age cousin would have been 10 years older than me. Anyway, so we figured out that I am the true baby of the family. Like, literally everyone was trying to figure it out. They're like, so you're this person's son and you're that person's daughter and this is like, I can't figure out who the youngest is. I'm like, it's me. They're like, oh, I think Tina's the youngest. I don't have a cousin named Tina, but I don't know if she wants me to say her name in this video. So they're like, oh, I think Tina's the youngest. Tina is 30. Tina is not the yet. Because the thing is, she was born in 1989, right? And my oldest cousin in Canada was born in 91. So I'm like, all of the cousins in America are older than all of the cousins in Canada. So I'm like, you're over here thinking that you're the youngest when you're like the 10th youngest. Right? So they were so confused, like, no, but it has to be, but this person was born. I'm like, everyone who lives on this side of the border is older than everyone who lives on that side of the, like, right? So anyways, we established that I am the true baby of the family, not including the now, oh, my cousin had a kid and blah blah. Talking about growing up, I was the true baby the whole time. And some things that come along with being the true baby of the family, not just like, oh, I'm the youngest in my house, but of your whole family. These are some things that come along with that, at least for me. So one thing that this bothers me so much, I hate when people comment on the amount of food that's on my plate. Like, why are you watching my food? Watch your own plate. But my family loves to do this. Whenever it's like Christmas or Thanksgiving or something, I'll like, oh, I'm putting food on my plate, right? And then I go to eat it. And when I sit down, they're like, oh my gosh, Olivia, like, you filled a plate of food. I'm like, well, yes, like, I'm an adult. I need to eat full portions. It's like, they want me to have like 3 grains of rice and 1 chicken leg that like what I used to eat when I was like, I don't know, 7. And it's like, oh, I'm an adult now. I'm gonna eat all of this, right? So there's always the comment when I sit down with the food. And then when I finish it, they're like, oh my gosh, you actually finished it. You're so grown up. I'm like, well, yeah. Right? And then if I go for seconds, they're like, oh, you want more? You're just growing up so fast. And okay. You know how like you have some members of your family that you don't see that often? Like you might only see them once a year at Christmas or once a year at Thanksgiving or whenever your family gets together. This is not the case with these members of my family. Let me put it this way. Everyone in my family, we all go to the same church. Obviously, we haven't been going to church recently because COVID, but when church is in person, I see them minimum once a week. I see you every Sunday. So it's not like, oh, the last time you saw me, I was 9 and I was eating white rice and 1 piece of chicken. And now, oh my gosh, it's 13 years later and I'm 22 and now I'm eating my rice and peas and I'm having my curry goat and my macaroni pie and all the things. And I'm filling my plate to the brim. And then you're like, oh my gosh, the last time I saw you, you were doing this and now you're doing that. No. You see me every week. And another thing with going along with seeing me every week, every time I pull up to a family function, they're very surprised that I can drive. Like they're always like, oh, you're driving now? I've been driving for 6 years. Yes, I'm driving now. And that's another thing. As I said, I see these people every Sunday. Who pulls up into the parking lot every me and I don't understand. Like, I can drive. We walk into church together like every Sunday. I don't understand. You see me behind the wheel minimum once a week. And you're surprised that I can, okay, sure, okay. Let me give you another example of this. So that's something that like my aunts and uncles are always commenting on. This is a conversation I had with one of my cousins once, okay? So this was a few years ago. I was maybe 19 at the time. I got my license when I was 16, so 3 years prior. This cousin is 4 years older than me, but she didn't get her license until like years later. Like she probably got her license when she was maybe 22 or 23. So when I was 16, she was 20. She did not have a license, but I did. This is relevant. So anyways, I go over to her house. I drive to her house. And then I go to the door, knock, whatever. And then she lets me in. Then we hang out for a little bit. And then she's like, oh, I need something from the store. Do you want to come to the store with me? I'm like, yeah, sure. So we get into her car. She's in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat. And on the way to the store, she's like, this is going to be you one day. I'm like, girl, I've been driving for 3 years. You've been driving for like 3 weeks. Excuse me, what do you mean this is gonna be me one day? I'm like, how do you think I got to your house? How do you think I walked? Like, we live close, but not that close. Girl, I drove here. What do you mean this is gonna be me one day? Like, I don't know how old she thought I was. That's another thing. Whenever you're the youngest, people always think you're a child. Like, they never think like, oh, she's old enough to drive, or she's old enough to do this, old enough to do that. Like, they always think, oh, she's the baby. And it's like, your family, when you're the youngest in the whole family, I'm gonna be 40 with like 2 kids, and they're gonna be like, Olivia can drive? Like, no, duh, I'm 40. Basically, until the end of time, I'm gonna be grown, I'm gonna have a house, I'm gonna have a car, I'm gonna have a husband, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna have all the things that adults can have. Like, I'm not 12. I can be married, I can have children's. I'm gonna be doing all the things adults do. And my family's gonna be like, Olivia, like, you can do that now? Like, you're old enough to do that? Like, literally, I'm gonna be getting married and they're gonna be like, aren't you like 12? Like, like literally, when you are the baby of the family, it's forever. You never outgrow it. Even when you're an adult, you're a baby. Period. I'ma have grandkids. And my cousins are still gonna be like, oh, so you can drive? Like I can picture it. I'm gonna be like 70. I don't know if I'm still gonna be driving at 70, but if like my vision's good and my reaction time is good and I'm still driving at 70, I'm gonna pull up to some sort of family reunion gathering, whatever, and they're gonna be surprised that I'm eating food and driving. So, anyways, that's what I was thinking about. I was just thinking about how I'm young. Like, if you watched last week's video, I was talking about how I feel like I'm behind in life, and I'm 22, but I haven't graduated university, and basically just talking about how I felt about that, and kind of felt like, oh, I'm falling behind in life, and blah, blah, blah. And then I just sat down and thought about the fact that I'm young. That's it. That's how this video idea came to be. Yeah, I ain't got anything to worry about because I'm one of the youngest people I know. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. That's all for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. If you know someone who is the baby of their family, share this video with them and comment down below and tell me if they agree. Or they could comment. If you are the youngest in your family, comment down below and let me know what kind of comments you've been having. Like, let me know if you are truly 40 and your family just can't see it, like they're just wearing baby goggles. I don't know, but let me know down below. Comment down below. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video.